Good morning from Two Happy Children Farm. This is a video about rain and shallow planted corn. I'm on the edge of my field. Last night we had unexpected rain, which is always a nice surprise. About 3/4 of an inch, and a lot of times with spring rains come some winds. But last week I'd been noticing some areas of my field that I didn't like how the stand was turning out, and I didn't like how the plants seemed to have some runted plants in there. And I was trying to understand what was going on, so I dug up a lot of plants all over the place, and consistently was seeing my corn was at about 1.5 inch depth, and my target had been 2. And I think what had happened is I'd been checking my trench depth, and it was coming out at around 2. But then when I wrote over some residue, the trench might not stay at 2. And then also the seeds don't always get all the way to the bottom of the trench. So combining all those things, I think I was at 1.5 inch, maybe slightly less when I'm running over more residue. So the results of that is shallow rooted corn. And you guys might have seen this before in your fields. We're at 6 collar stage, and we haven't put out any brace roots yet. So the corn combined with the wind, some of it blew over last night, and so that's nothing I can do now going forward, but next year check for a deeper trench while I'm going over the residue, and also probably needed to adjust my downforce more out in the field, just when you think you got it all covered. So that's where these gaps are coming in, where you don't see plants. It's more than likely shallow planting, and they might have come up but later died because they didn't get into moisture. I think on the lucky side we're looking at moisture here for the next 10 to 15 days. This rain was surprising, so right now we got good moisture. We're expecting another inch on Wednesday and another inch on Sunday. So hopefully that'll get these plants through this shallow rooted problem, and they'll be able to put out roots into some moisture for the next 14 days or so, which is kind of the critical growth stage for these plants. It's when they're going to really start kicking in. And hopefully the shallow depth won't have any impact. Some years it does, and then some years it doesn't. I think those years where it does are the ones where it stays dry right around this time of the growth of the plant. At V6, I'm just now starting to see more and more of the upper roots coming out. And if they come out into dry soil, then they're just going to abort. And then the next set of roots will come, and then if it's in dry soil, they abort as well. But since I have wet soil now, these roots should be coming out, continuing to grow, and keep going. I was going to hold off on a video for another week to let the side dressing soak in and see how the impact was, but I just figured I'd have to put this up now that I see corn laying over, and seeing what my digs were doing last week, seeing it was a little shallow. Now I can understand why, and I can understand why these roots are falling over. It's not corn rootworm, so that's one thing I can cross off my list. So I guess in about a week we'll be up to the thigh. We're almost knee high right now, and we should be getting these rows closed up pretty quick. And with this beneficial rain, I don't have to worry about my nitrogen volatilizing anymore, and get a couple more rains to get it down to the root depth, and this corn is tucked in and ready to go. Another comment that I would make would be on weed control. I'm in a non-Roundup program, so I lose some of the flexibility, and my nemesis is going to be grasses, so I'm going to see how long these guys hold on. Broadleafs are all taken care of with my Group 27 products. Grasses, I've been using an ALS product on there, and it's not really strong on grass. And we'll just see if these guys continue to grow or if they go backwards. Some of them are bleaching, and I'm hoping they can just go backwards because they were sprayed 8 days ago. But we'll see if Roundup gives you grass control, and that's one gap in my program without it. So happy planting. You guys should be getting ready soon, and make sure you check your trench depth and down pressure as you go. Could have done just a little better job and gotten a little more plants per acre. And when you do get the pressure right and the depth right, you get strong looking plants like these guys. And when there's something wrong, they just tend to stay wrong like those guys. They are shorter, and they're going to take, they're just not going to develop as big of a plant in a stalk just because of the depth and the pressure. Thanks for watching. We'll let this corn grow a little bit more and update you soon.